Okay, so today we're going to be discussing financial management, cost of capital. So later, I'm going to be giving you a seat work on this one. But for now, I'm going to allow Audrey to, you can start your reporting.
Hello, good evening. Kita na po.
Yes, yes.
Hi ma'am. Hi sir. Good evening po. So for tonight, I will be discussing about cost of capital and the weighted average cost of capital or WACC. So to start, let me first define or discuss what is cost of capital and its importance. So cost of capital is like an evaluation of whether a projected decision can be justified by its cost. Cost of capital uses WACC or weighted average cost of capital to compute the cost cost of all capital sources of the company. So it is important because it somehow shows the financial health or risk of a certain company. It helps the company in evaluating whether they are capable of borrowing more or they are capable of entering into a potential or additional investments opportunities. To explain also, WACC is likely to be higher pag yung stock is volatile or its debt is considered risky. Because syempre as investors, they wanted greater returns to compensate them for the level of risk. Yung WACC din po kasi is somehow a measure of the return that the bondholders and stockholders is demanding in return for providing the company the investment or capital. Kaya ganun din po siya ka-importante for investors. So for the overview, the formula for WACC is cost of equity times the percentage of equity plus the cost of debt times the percent of debt minus the after-tax rate plus the cost of preferred stock times the percentage of the preferred stock. So, discuss ko lang po yung mga components niya. So, first, yung cost of equity or common, yung pagkagets ko po sa research ko, cost of equity is same with cost of common stock or retained earnings. So, this one po measures the return a shareholder could earn after all assets are liquidated and then yung debts and the preferred shares are also paid. So the next component po is the cost of debt. From what I've understand, the cost of debt naman is the return that a company pays on its debts and it uses the after-tax rate. And then po yung last component is the cost of preferred stock. This one naman measures the return of a company to its preferred stockholders. The next slide shows the formula for the previous slide components. So for cost of equity, there are three methods uh, to compute it. The capital asset pricing method, and then the dividend yield plus growth rate method, and the bond yield plus risk premium method. Yung cost of debt naman po na formula is after tax is equals to interest rate minus the tax savings. And the cost of preferred stock is that dividend divided by the price. I'll be showing na lang sample computation using a simple example lang po. So, ABC company uses swap to measure its company's cost of capital. So, this one are the given. The market value of equity is 500 million. The market value of debt is 300 million. The given tax rate is 25%. Tapos in here, sinolve niya na po yung cost of equity using the CAPM, which is the 8%, and then the cost of debt is 5%. So using the formula, uh, kinalculate ko muna yung sa cost of equity, which is the given market value divided po sa total. Yung kanyang answer is 62.5 and the cost of debt is, sa cost of debt naman po is 37.5. So, ayun po, in-apply lang siya sa formula. So, 62.5% times siya sa cost of equity, which is 8%, plus the 37.5 times from the given cost is 5% minus the tax rate. So, yung answer po is 6.41%. So, the answer is 6.41% explains the average rate that the ABC company must pay on every peso or every dollar it finances or uses para maging enough siya for the investors and sa operational cost nito. So, another highlight po, so how will I be able to apply it in our company? So, for us po kasi yung business namin right now is a small accounting firm. So, we usually don't apply these complicated calculations or terms in our work. Since simple lang din po yung business namin, I interpreted the cost of capital in simple terms. So for me, yung cost of capital is yung cost or yung fund or outflow uh, na ginagamit ng firm in order to sustain or to operate, and then para magamit niya sa kanyang operational expenses. So for us, sa office namin, we usually uses our professional fees and other consulting fees in order for us to fund yung mga, yes, operational expenses po namin. So yung ganun ko siya ma'am na interpret in simple ano lang po, scenario. So that's all po ma'am for my report. Thank you.
Okay, so may I ask if your company or your business is partnership, corporation?
Partnership po.
Okay, so the source of funding will be from the partners and kung yung mga retained earnings, right?
Yes po.
Okay, sige, sige. Before I ask more questions, no, I'd like to open the floor or give the floor to Julie. You have question for Audrey?
Yes, ma'am. I-present na lang yung question ko, ma'am. For my first question, ma'am, kay Audrey, for the cost of debt, how does the cost of debt differ between early stage and established companies?
Good evening, sir. So, how does the cost of debt differ between early stage and established companies? So, the cost of debt for early stage is that mataas siya. Mataas yung risk niya is because pag nasa early stage or nasa startup yung business, um, hindi pa ganun ka-stable yung kanyang assets and net income. So, mataas yung kanyang cost of debt. On the other hand naman, if established company siya, low yung risk niya or cost of debt because uh, may track record na siya ng kanyang mga loan payments. And then, ayun po, napapautang siya ng mga malalaking corporations. So, yes, kaya maliit yung kanyang cost of debt.
Thank you, ma'am. Another question po. For the cost of retained earnings, what is the main purpose of retained earnings in the company?
So, for the main purpose of retained earnings, siguro first siguro, definition of retained earnings is accumulation of net profits and net losses of a company. So, yung main purpose ng RE is para siyang emergency fund. So, the company uses it for capital expansion, or bumibili sila ng mga malalaking lupa, and then, yun po, para siyang emergency fund, tapos sa mga debt repayments din nila. So for me, that's the main purposes of RE in a company.
Thank you, ma'am. Last question. For the discounted cash flows, how does discounted cash flows help investor in their investment?
Parang wala pa tayo sa discounted cash flows, Julie. Are we, Audrey?
DCF. Nandun po ba yun, ma'am, dun sa CAPM? Sorry.
Yes. Sa
Oo.
CAPM.
Oh,
Wait
pero
lang.
parang di ko rin siya na-discuss further.
This DCF approach.
Parang nasa CAPM, sorry. Let me check. Ay, wala po pala, sorry. CAPM, dividend yield and bond yield pala. Yung sa cost of equity. So, hindi pa po, ma'am.
So hindi pa tayo dito, Julie.
Sige, ma'am.
Advance.
Sa DCF approach pala.
DCF approach ito sa compute for the common stock, right? Stock price?
Parang, ma'am. Kasi factors that affect WACC pala.
So, can you try, Audrey?
Discounted cash flow.
DCF method, hindi discounted. Well, that's the method.
From what I've siguro remembered from college, yung discounted cash flow is like, parang nakaano siya, present value. So, yung minimeasure mo dito is the time value of money. So, how could this discounted cash flow helps investors in their investment? So, for example, I'm an investor. Syempre, titingin ako ng future niya, or my peso today, how much will it earn in the future? So, siguro helpful yung discounted cash flow kasi nga po, time value of money yung mini-measure or kinakalculate doon. That's also.
Okay, so let me answer this one, ha. The DCF method looks into the potential na dividends na matatanggap ni investor. So if you have enough information about the potential dividends that will happen in the company, so example, ever since time immemorial, the same yung kanyang dividends na binibigay every year or every quarter or every semi-annually, para ma-forecast mo lang na if this goes on for the number of years, enough ba sa'yo yung returns? Parang ganun lang, no? Na parang i-aano mo lang, i-value mo lang yung investment kung worth it ba siya or enough ba siya for you given the pattern of dividends that they are giving. Okay? Sige. So, ako naman ang magsi-sit-work sa inyong dalawa. So, get your pen and paper and your calculator ready. Kasi magsosolve tayo ng cost of capital. Okay, wait lang ha. So I've already established or I've already uploaded this one in the polls. So what we're going to use for tonight is sasagot kayo dito sa polls sa side. Okay, so before we start with that one, a little bit of ano lang. By the way, please open your formulas as well, no? Kung meron kayong mga formula sheets dyan, so that it will guide you during the seat work. Okay? So as mentioned by Audrey kanina, your weighted average cost of capital looks into the three different sources of capital. So ito yung pag-uusapan tonight, no? So the cost of capital, capital is everything to start a business, long-lived asset, or capital-intensive projects. So in everything that we do, especially sa companies, we need capital because that is the bloodline of the company. To start a business, kung gusto mo mag-expand, and to have more projects. So with this one, capital components are as follows, no? By the way, ano lang to, for viewing purposes lang, para ready tayo sa ating quiz, no? Or seat work. So, where do we find yung sa bonds, no? Kasi 'di ba part of equity, part of debt is either through loans or through bonds. So, to give you a little bit about bonds, kung ano siya, in the website of the, wait lang ha, masyado mababa. In the website of the Bureau of Treasury, supposedly I can click it, but I cannot. Let me go to that one na lang. Saan yun? Wait, maybe here. Wait lang ha. Sa Bureau of Treasury, hindi nga. Sorry. Hindi siya maklik. Wait ha. Click ko lang dito. In the Bureau of Treasuries, treasury.gov. Okay, sharing this one with you. Ito na website yung sa Bureau of Treasury. You will see here the bonds that are being publicly offered, no? To remind everyone lang kung ano yung bonds, ito yung mga expansionary and contractionary activities of the government para contractionary ang activity na yan para kumuha siya ng pera sa society, no? So sample, last February 11, merong 7-year na bonds. Amount is 30 billion. Okay? Issue date is 2/13/2025. Original issue date meaning twice na ito na issue. Maturity date is on 9/15/32. And the coupon rate or the interest rate for this one is 6.7. No? So if ever you'd like to invest in bonds, one of the ways that you can buy it, if meron kang 30 billion dyan, sino dito may 30 billion dyan sa cabinet, is through treasury bonds. So as common people, for those who don't have 30 billion, example, ang nasa accounts nyo lang is 29 billion, no? So you can buy this through our banks, no? So yun na yung mga retail bonds, okay? Usually ang nagpa-participate dito are the banks themselves. So If you'd like to look into other ways of investing, ito yung isa sa treasury, no? So another one, nung February 10, tingnan natin. February 10 naman, merong tatlo, no? So we have 91-day T-bill, meaning short-term ito. If you have their 7 billion in your pocket, pwede kayong mag 91-day treasury bill. Ang kanyang issue date is 2025, makukuha mo yung interest at or everything on May 14. Na walang binigay na rates. Wait, ha? 7 billion. Hindi niya nilagay, no? Sige lang. I wonder saan. Basta dyan yun makikita yung mga listing of our treasury bills and bonds. Okay? Iba din yung sa corporate, no? Sa corporate bonds and bills, let me check if it's still existing. Hold on, ha? Sana yun? Try natin dito. So, si corporate bonds, Philippines. Okay, so example is this one. Under kay Security Bank, ang sample na to. So makikita natin dito is corporate bonds. Wait, eto. So sa kanila, minimum investment 50,000. Okay, additional investments 10,000. 5, 7, 10 years ang tenure. Tapos 20% interest rate. Di ba? And interest payment is quarterly. So kung meron kang 50,000, you can get this one, no? Hindi nila na-mention kung ano yung company this time. Ito. Treasury, wala. Peso Corporate, walang sinabi na issuer. Supposedly, sabihin yung issuer dyan. So this is already more expensive kasi ano na yan, nabili na siya ng company, no? But let's try to look into PDX pa ni, wait ha, bonds. Ito. Security Bank. Okay. So Security Bank, 20 million, 20 billion. Okay, fixed rate bonds, 2029. So how much? Wala ka you know, wait. Let's see this one. Ayan, news lang. Okay? So in short, you can buy these bonds, no, through your banks unless meron kayong 20 billion na naka-stay lang dyan. Okay, to continue, I share the screen again. The formula that we're using to compute is this one. I hope you have a copy of this one na. Okay, so the first question for the seat work, okay, so please use the Google Meet link. Lalabas dito mamaya, magpapop up when I launch it. Okay, so the first question, let me launch first. This is theory first. The question is, capital is sometimes defined as funds supplied to a firm by investors. So please tick true or false.
Sorry, saan po magtitik, ma'am?
May nag-pop, wala.
Wala.
Wala nag-pop sa inyo.
Meron.
Kita mo yung chat with everyone. Di ba may information, may tao, people, may chat with everyone, then may activities na triangle, square, and circle.
Yes.
Click mo yan, then pause.
Okay.
Hmm.
Thank you.
Okay, so both of you answered true. The answer to this one is true. No? So anything that is supplied by something else to the company is a capital. So pwedeng investors, pwedeng loans, pwedeng bondholders, pwedeng retained earnings, basta anything that is supplied to be used by the company is a capital. Sige, next question. Next question is this one. True or false? Q2. A firm's cost of external equity raised by issuing new stock is the same as the required rate of return of the firm's outstanding common stock. Yung bagong stock, is it the same with the required rate of return on the firm's old stock, outstanding stock? Okay, one more. Kasi dalawa lang kayo, right? So, both of you needs to answer talaga. Okay, so Torn yung sagot. One of you answered true, the other answered false. The answer to this one is false, no? Bakit siya false? Because anything that is new will have not always the same rate of return. Kasi 'di ba, there are a lot of factors governing the interest rates. Hindi possible na yung mga new equity will have the same interest rate with the old one, no? May times na possible, but most of the times it is not possible. Kasi as we start or as we go for interest rates, maraming factors when it comes to interest rates. Ayos? Everyone? Sige. Wait lang ha. Mag-open lang ako. Ay, wala pala akong pen dito. Wait. I forgot. I left my pen pala sa Ateneo. Wait lang, ha? Sige, wag na natin isulat. Okay. The main point of this one, please remind me to answer this one next meeting, no, additional lang, is because, bakit ba magkaiba yung mga interest rates? Sige nga, anyone, while I set up my, my iPad. Bakit nag-iiba ang interest rates ng everything? Why can't we have the same interest rates all the time? Yeah, try lang.
Ma'am,
Go ahead, sir.
condition of the market at saka siguro condition of the market then yung isa, nakalimutan ko.
Yes, that is correct. No, condition of the market greatly influences your stock's price and the interest rates that comes along with it. No, so example, if yung mga firms outstanding mo before, when you bought it, okay yung economy. Of course, it will have a different na return or interest rate nung time ng pandemic. So, since our markets are different almost every day because of external factors, so we cannot expect that everything will have the same interest rates. Okay? So, yan yung parang main reason bakit iba-iba yung mga interest rates kahit na the same type of funding ang kinunan mo. Wait lang ha. At the same time, I'd like to share to you that I will just enter the Google Meet here. Hold on lang everyone ha. Na meron kasing formula yan that I'd like to share with you tonight. I will just enter using my other account para walang okay? Wait ha. Okay, but I need this one. Bakit siya may yan. Okay. And then we'll have this 1% rate. Okay, and this will percent. Share screen. Okay. This one. Okay. So basically, when we're talking about or dealing with interest rate, meron niya siyang formula, no? So interest rate, R star, is equal to, sorry. R is equal to R star plus IP plus MRP plus DRP plus LP. Okay, wag niyo to i-memorize. I'm just trying to explain to you ano yung components ng ating mga interest rates. Okay? So R star is your risk-free rate, meaning all things constant, ano yung pinakamababa na interest rate na dapat ibigay. I think familiar, do you remember this one in your business class, Audrey?
Sorry, forgot na.
Okay, forgot. Sige lang. No problem, no? So, IP here is your inflation. MRP is your maturity risk. Okay? So, whenever you wait for an investment, meron yun siyang risk of not giving you the same interest rate as expected. Yan yung maturity risk. Inflation naman is the buying power of your security or your stock. DRP is the chances of bankruptcy. And LP is the liquidity premium is how fast can you convert it to cash, no? Convert. So ano meaning nito? Sample. Let's say you bought a treasury bond. A treasury bond is a long-term na klaseng investment. So, pag long-term yan, sure ka meron yan siyang MRP kasi maghihintay ka. Every time na maghintay ka, meron yan siyang maturity risk. So, example, let's say you start at 2%, tapos ang inflation ngayon is at 4%, tapos maghihintay ka pa, let's say dagdagan mo siya ng 2%, that will give you 8% interest rate. Okay? Assumption lang to ha na 2% ang usual, 4% ang inflation, factor for the maturity is 2%. That is for treasury bond, government. What if we're talking about corporate? Sige, sample. Let's say na stock na ni Jollibee. Jollibee stock. So first one, usual interest rate, inflation ngayon, kasi matagal pa before mo kunin, you want to get your stock. So another 2, sample. Question, is there a possibility that Jollibee will go bankrupt? Okay, every company has the chance of being bankrupt. So meron pa rin siyang DRP. But since it's quite a big company, it might have a lower chances of default compared to the rest. So let's say magdagdag lang tayo ng 2%. Next, are there people who doesn't like Jollibee shares? Hindi, correct, no? Hindi lahat ng tao bibili ng shares si Jollibee. So meron din siyang problem with liquidity. So if we add another 2 there, total is 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12% ang interest. So what I'm trying to say with this topic is, the more risk that you are bearing, magdi-differ din yung interest rates here. So if yesterday, the interest rate was 8, kasi 4% lang inflation, maybe today, mas matagal na yung hintayin mo, so medyo maaakit yan. So in short, we cannot definitely say na every time the same sila ng rate. Okay, so going back to our discussion here, kaya siya false. Okay, sorry, kailangan ko pala ito tanggalin. Wait, ha? Yan. Okay? Kaso nag-echo ako. Wait. Yan. Okay? So, in short, kahit pa same sila, na company stock, not the same pa rin yung rate of return. The cost and the rate of return will not be the same because of a lot of factors. Okay? Clear ba ang point na to? Okay, sige. Thank you, everyone. Sige, let's proceed to the next one. So the answer for this one is false. Sige, last theory before we solve. Okay, this one. By the way, no? Meron tayong flotation costs, and these are fees incurred by publicly traded companies. Flotation costs ang tawag dun sa mga underwriting fees, legal fees, and registration fees. So whenever a company issues stock, no, preferred or common stocks, there will always be a flotation cost. So even if gusto mo lang magkumuha ng more capital from investors, meron na siyang cost incurred. That's why when we decide kung anong klaseng cost of capital we're going to use, we need to include ano yung mga other costs involved with them. Okay? Sige. Third question. The reason why retained earnings have a cost equal to RS or is because investors think they can earn on investments with the same risk as the firm's common stock. If the firm does not think that it can earn returns on its earnings that it retains, it should pay those earnings out to investors. Thus, the cost of retained earnings is based on opportunity costs. Answer this one, everyone. Okay, one vote more. One more vote. Ano ba yan? Okay, so both of you answered true. The answer here is true, no? Yan. Okay, bakit? Remember na if you are going to use the retained earnings versus bigay mo sa kanila as investors, you're looking into the opportunity cost, no? Na instead na ibigay sa iyo para ikaw mag-enjoy kung anong gawin mo dun sa pera, you're going to give it back to the company. So you're going to be missing on something. So that's why, since you're giving up something, opportunity cost siya. Okay, is this clear for both? Thumbs up if klaro. Okay, sige. Next one. Okay, this is now solving. You were hired. Launch ko lang. You were hired as a consultant at Giambono Company whose target capital structure is 40% debt, 15% preferred stock, 45% common equity. The after-tax cost of debt is 6%. The cost of preferred stock is 7.5, and the cost of retained earnings is 12.75. The firm will not be issuing any new stock. What is the WACC? Okay, one vote in. Okay, so closing the polls in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, somebody answered 9.26. Somebody answered 9.83. Okay, share screen na ako ah. Okay, so the problem is there. Medyo maliit pero gets naman, right? So if you're going to look at this one, there are different components. So first one, you have 15% preferred. Okay, 15% preferred. Then you have 45% common. Then you have 40% debt. Yan yung kanilang distribution. Okay? Next one, you have an after-tax cost of debt of 6. That is already RD1 minus T kasi after tax na siya. Natanggalan na siya ng tax, which is 6%. And then the cost of preferred RP, preferred stock is 7.5%. And the cost of retained earnings, RE, is 12.25%. So medyo given na siya sa ating problem. Okay, so the next step would be to combine all of them. So the formula for WACC is equal to debt rate RD1 minus tax plus preferred rate plus your preferred stock, then your common stock or your retained earnings, RS. So first is the weight for debt is 40%. Then the after-tax cost of debt is already 6. No, binigay na yan sa atin. Okay? Plus, weight of your preferred is 15. And the preferred stock is 7.5. So convert natin siya dapat ng decimal para hindi kayo malito sa interest rates o sa mga sa interest ba yan or decimal lang talaga. And the last one is weight of your common is 45 and common stock is 0.1275. Okay? Follow so far. The answer to this one, if you do this straight math, is 9.26%. Okay, copy? So, ang important lang dito is you read the problem and i-sure mo lang yung mga givens dyan. And then straight naman talaga lahat. You can review. Okay? Sige, let's proceed to the next one. Hold on. Ano ko lang. And yan. Sige. So let's proceed with the sharing with the problem. So the answer for this one is 9.26. Okay? Sige. Let's I will just close the others. Hold on para hindi magulo yung ating tabs. Okay, we are now in question number 5. Okay, so launching question number 5. And the question is, you invested in a company and the company is expected to pay a 2.3 dividend at the year end D1 2.3. The dividend is expected to grow at a constant rate of 2.32%. Okay, look for the WACC. Sige, everyone. Ano nangyari sa inyo? Sige, 5 minutes CR break muna. Sige, CR break muna tayo. Ayaw yung mag-CR break. CR break muna tayo. Go, go to the CR. Okay, 1 vote in. Okay, 2 votes. Sige, let's discuss this one ha. Let me share my screen. Okay, so in the givens, okay, you have there your dividends, 1, 2.3. Now, next one is your growth. Constant growth of 2.32 a year. Okay? Tapos, common stock price is your, okay, price of the common stock is, tama ba ang aking, yeah, 8.18. Okay, next, you have your before tax cost of debt. So, okay, before tax pa is 0.0248 and tax rate is 33%. Okay? Target capital structure. Wait lang, kasi nahihirapan ako magsulat. Hold on. Okay, where is it? Target capital structure is 70% debt and 30% common. Okay? So we're trying to look for your WACC. No? So reminder lang that our WACC formula is equal to WD RD1 minus tax plus WP, RP, and WC, RS. Okay? So since we already have the debt, no? We already have the debt, ito sa lahat is your 70% debt times RD is before tax natin. Before tax is this one. So 0.0248 times 1 minus tax rate of 0.33. Okay? Can you compute how much that is? Compute it. Okay, so 0.0248 times 1 minus 0.33. That will give you, okay, ito silang dalawa is 0.016616. Follow? Okay, do thumbs up if okay pa. Okay, so times 0.70. Ito silang lahat. Okay, sa debt will give you 0.011631. Okay? So let's try to solve for your tawag niyan, RS kasi wala tayong preferred, no? There's no preferred stock. So meaning, change color lang ako ha. We don't have this, so we will solve for si common equity. Okay, so sabi niya, the formula for this one is RS is equal to D1 PO plus G. By the way, you can open your notes and your formula sheets during discussion para easier for you. Okay, so if we do this, D1 is, okay, that one, 2.30. And the price of the stock is this one, 8.18. And the growth rate is this one, 0.232. Okay? So when you compute all of those, so 2.30 divided by 8.18, okay, then plus growth rate of 0.232, that will give you for your common equity, okay, that will give you 0.3043735. 941. Okay? Times your rate for common, which is 30%. Okay? Times 0.30. That is 0.09131207,824. Okay, so meaning this one plus this one, okay, will give you plus 0.0116,312. Okay, that will give you 0.29432,782 or 10.29%. Okay? So the answer for this one is 10.29%. Okay, let me stop sharing here para makita niyo yung sagot. Yan. Okay, so saan tayo nagkamali? So maybe,
Growth rate.
sa
Sorry.
growth rate. Bakit? Diretso mo, hindi mo yung decimal?
Hindi ko pa dinagdag yung growth rate.
You forgot the growth rate.
Yes po.
Okay, let's not forget the growth rate. Okay? Julie, saan ka nagkamali?
Down lang yung formula ko, ma'am.
Okay, nawala yung formula. So, always remember, yung formula, no? You are allowed to open your formula. So, you go with that one. Okay? Sige, so at least meron tayo. Ano na lang? Last 2 questions before we sleep. Okay? Kaya pa? Thumbs up if kaya pa. Last 2 na lang. Okay, question number 6. Okay, this is question number 6. Let me close this one and open the new
Naka-record
one.
naman para ma-review ko.
Yeah, actually, I will give you the recording. So, pwede nyo i-pause, solve nyo ulit, bago lalabas yung sagot. Okay,
Sige,
para
ma'am.
mabalik nyo.
Thank you.
Okay? Sige, so, Rivoli hired you as a consultant. We're looking for cost of equity from retained earnings lang using the DCF approach. Okay? Sige, everyone. Okay, 1 vote in. Okay, sige. 2 votes in. So, one of you answered 11.25. The other answered 11.84. Sige, share screen ako ha. Hold on. Okay, so with this one, you have the following givens. No? First one is you have a DO, dividend yield of 80 cents. And then you have your price of the stock of 22.50. And then you have a growth of 8%. Okay? So using the DCF approach, remember the formula for this DCF approach? No? So our formula for that one is D1 is equal to, RS is equal to D1 PO plus G. So therefore, if this is our formula, may kulang sa ating given kasi what we have right now is D sub 0. Okay, so kailangan natin siya maging D sub 1. So how do we do this? We do this by using the time value of money na formula na future value is equal to present value 1 plus rate raised to the n. Okay, which means na kung gusto mo makuha si 1, that will be today plus the growth rate of 0.08 raised to the 1 year from now. Okay? So meaning if DO is 0.80, tapos ang component na isa is 1.08 raised to the 1, D1 is 0.80, 1.08 raised to the 1. Okay, this one is supposedly 0.864. Yan. Follow so far? Okay, so kung meron ka ng D1, you're ready to compute this. So this one is 864. PO is 22.5. And your growth rate is 0.08. So RS here is 0.1184 or 11.84%. Okay? So, ang trick dyan is look at your givens, look at your formula, check nyo if ano yung pinakaiba. Here, ang trick dito is I gave you DO but you needed D1. So, kailangan nyo muna siyang i-convert through using the time value of money. Okay, everyone? Thumbs up if okay pa tayo? Okay. So again, if may kulang or hindi mo siya gets, watch the video and then try to solve it. Baka gets mo na siya. Okay, the last question for tonight before you can rest. No? Okay, the answer for this one is 11.84. The last question is Zagreb, no? So This is an example I'm going to launch. This is an example, what if binigyan ka ng balance sheet this time, no? So, okay, so for this one, ito yung year-end balance sheet. Cost of common equity is 16. Before tax, cost of debt is 13. Tax rate is 40. Assume that the firm's long-term debt sells at par value. And the firm has 576 shares, no? Selling at 4 pesos per share. Okay, so if you notice, wala akong binigay na weights ni common tsaka ni equity tsaka ni debt. Okay? So therefore, you need to solve for that one first in order for you to get the weights. Sige, so medyo challenging to, but try nyo siya. I'll give you 10 minutes for this one. Okay, one vote in. Okay na? One more vote? Okay, 2 votes in. Sige, let me share screen ha. Okay, sorry, erase ko muna. Okay, so hold on ha. Okay, dito muna tayo sa ating question, no? So since we don't have the ano tawag to, yung ating breakdown, you can actually easily compute for the breakdown using yung nasa balance sheet, no? So in this case, sa long-term debt, sulat ko na lang dito kasi I cannot write there. Sa long-term debt, nakalagay dyan, 1,152. And then sa common equity, you have there 1,728, right? For a total of total liab and equity is 2,880. What you can do here, no? All things held constant, kung walang ibang hinihingi sa'yo, you can easily solve for the weight, no? By dividing each one of them, this one divided by 2,880 and this one divided by 2,880. Okay? So ganyan, kung eto, D is equal to 40%, while equity is equal to 60%. Follow so far? Can you do thumbs up if follow yan? Okay, yan yung pwede mangyari if ito lang yung given sa inyo. However, the difference in this story is you are actually given 576 shares na merong price per share na 4 pesos per share. Which means that we need to use that one. So, meaning, ang una is, that is the first way of solving. However, because of the, yun nga, yung shares and price per share, pwede mo siyang i-compute this way, no? So, first one is debt niya. You will follow this one. Kasi yan naman talaga yung utang nila. Or long-term debt is 1,152. For the equity, you can solve it using those values. So, those value is, change color lang ako, okay, is 576 shares times 4 pesos per share. So, that will give you 2,304 pesos. Okay? So, dito, 1,152. Total nilang dalawa is 3,456. So, if you're going to look for the weights nila, change color lang ako para easier, it will be 1,152 divided by 3,456. And then this one will be 2,304 divided by 3,456. Which means na ang weight na ngayon is 0.3333 and 0.6667. Okay, copy so far? Can you do thumbs up? Can you do thumbs up if you feel yan yung mali mo? Okay? Yeah, yan yung usual na mali, no? So, if okay lang if yung wala ito, pag walang 576 shares and 4 pesos per share, yung ginawa natin dito, which is this one, ito sa taas, would be okay na. However, since meron niyang shares, kailangan mo siya i-compute. That's why we are this weight right now. Okay? So, if we solve for WACC here, change natin ng black. So, since meron ka ng mga givens dyan, okay, WACC is equal to, diba, WD, RD 1 minus tax, plus, wala tayong preferred, plus cost of, weight of retail earnings, and, or weight of common equity, and then, yung ating, tawag yan? Cost of common equity. So, since given na yan, yung weight natin here will be 3,333. Ito. Okay, plus RD, before tax cost of debt yan. So, 0.13 times 1 minus 40%. Yan yung tax rate. Okay, plus 0 plus, you already given na, nakuha na natin to. So, that's 0.6667 times your, saan yun? 16% cost of equity, common equity. Yan. Okay? So, when you solve for this one, by the way, una yan sila sa loob, bago sa labas, you will get 13.27 or 13.27%. So, sa gitna nung inyong mga choices ang sagot. Okay? Medyo mahirap ba? Can you do thumbs up if medyo mahirap? Actually, tricky lang siya. Okay, thumbs up if tricky lang. Actually, tricky lang siya, no? Pero kung ito ang ginamit, kuha ang sagot. Right? Okay, siguro may something wrong lang dito sa baba. But basically, ang trick dito is this one, yung second part. Okay, by the way, warning lang for everyone. When we solve for this one, yung ating after-tax cost of debt, okay, reiterate ko lang, ito siya. Unahin mo muna si 0.13 times 1 minus tax rate. Okay? Solve mo muna siya. Equals, bago mo siya i-multiply sa weight niya na 0.3333. Okay? In finance, safest will be at least 4 or more decimal place. So kung may mga ganito, i-decimal place nyo muna agad bago tayo mag-proceed with the solving para walang problema. Okay, let me just stop sharing here. Stop sharing. Yan. Okay, so with this one, the answer is 13.27. Ayos. Okay? Sige. So with that one, we're done actually, no? We will just go for Q&A. Sige, baka may mga tanong kayo before we proceed. Do you have questions, clarifications?
Ma'am,
Go ahead.
I have a question, pero related po siya dun sa treasury bonds.
Okay.
I just want to ask po kung ano pong difference ng pag nag-invest ka sa government stocks versus private company stocks, and saan po dun better mag-invest sa dalawa? Saan mas better?
Okay.
Better.
Sige. Maganda yung tanong mo, no? Kaso umalis na ako sa umalis na ako sa Google Meet. Wait. Babalik ako. Wait lang ha. Babalik ako kasi kailangan ko isulat yan. Okay, hold on ha. If you'd like to know the difference of the two, it's very important to understand in the context of computation para mas madali. No? So, you're a math person, right? Math person ka ba, Audrey?
Sakto lang.
Ha?
Sakto lang po.
Ano?
Sakto lang po. But I understand and appreciate numbers.
Okay, sige. Sakto lang. So, okay. Di ba we talked about the R-star, IP, MRP, LP, and DRP concept? I-stop ko muna sharing sa isa ha para malaki siya. Okay. These things matters kasi pag government yan, T-bills. So pag sinabi nating T-bills, these are short-term na debt instruments ng government. So meaning bibili natin yan sa government. Okay? Treasury, yung mga 90 days, yung mga less than 1 year, no? It only has the following. So meron yung R-star tsaka IP. Yan lang yung rate niya. Okay? But when we're talking about T-bonds, this is the long-term equivalent of the government na securities. Meron siyang R-star, IP, tsaka MRP. So between the two, T-bonds has more risk kasi tatlo yung kanyang check. Kasi maghihintay ka, long-term siya. No? While the T-bills has lower na risk kasi dalawa lang yung check sa kanya. What does this mean? It's true that in finance, the higher risk that you're going to face, the higher din yung rate of return. So if you're going to put in bonds, ang expected mo na returns niyan will be higher compared to the T-bills. Copy? So what happens to the corporate? Sa corporate bills, meaning short-term ni corporate, it has this one, IP, wala lang siyang MRP kasi hindi ka maghihintay. Pero meron pa rin siyang liquidity premium tsaka default risk. While pag corporate bonds yan, it has all of them. Which explains why pag nag-invest ka sa mga corporates, mas malaki yung interest rate na makukuha mo sa kanya because mas marami din siyang risk. So let's go to the next question of Audrey. Which one is best? It depends on your time horizon and your appetite for risk. Kung ayaw mo ng long term, you have a choice between mga bills lang. T-bills or corporate bills kasi short term siya. But if you have no time frame, mas better yung merong mga MRP, si T-bonds tsaka si corporate bonds kasi wala ka namang gagawin sa pera mo for now. Now, if you're a risk taker, meaning okay lang sa'yo, potential na mawala, yan, may default, may liquidity premium, go with C-bonds. It will be long term, but it will be worth your while. Compared to the corporate T-bonds, itong bonds na to, these are known to be the lowest na compared to other investments. No? Yan siya ang may lowest na returns because bonds in their nature is guaranteed more or less. Meaning, sa pag-usap pa lang natin, they are already guaranteed na yung interest rate niyan. When they computed for it, ang basis nila will be the 10-year bonds yan. So meaning, if yung market na you are in right now, if the economy, lahat yung mga factors that affects the interest rate is doing good, may potential for growth, huwag ka maglagay ng pera sa government. Kasi, hindi ka makakarip ng more returns because they are relatively safer. But if hindi ka sure kung ano mangyayari sa economy, may mga fluctuations, especially right now, no, politically, there is political unrest, mga ganyan-ganyan, it will be best if you stick with government. Kasi the only time na mamawala tong dalawa is pag nag-recession or civil war si Philippines. So if we don't have the chances of a civil war, okay naman na mag-invest dyan. But if I were going to be asked, personally, kung kaya mo lahat yan, bilhin mo lahat. Kasi sometimes, when corporates don't perform well, T-bills or treasury will do better. On the other hand, pag hindi okay yung government, mag-inverse kasi yung relationship na yan. That's why in investment talaga, diversifying your investments is the best. Kasi pag bumaba yung iba, merong aakyat. Or kung wala kang ininvest, titingin ka lang dun sa figures kung ano na nangyari ngayon, no? So, yan yung important. That's why in personal finance, we accumulate more money as soon as possible for capital, tapos para meron ka ng paglalagyan. No? Hopefully, before we retire, before we end our time working, we have already diversified portfolio. Meron ka ng mga sources. Hindi lang investment to ha. I'm even consider nyo lahat no ng klaseng investment. Meron niya mga real estate is an investment, no? If you have farmlands na merong mga produce and marunong ka na kung paano yan i-manage, that will be great, no? Especially pag may mga times of recession, yung mga ganyan. Di ba, alala niyo yung time na nawala yung internet bigla for one whole day? Di ba, because of naputol daw yung parang underwater something. Can you just imagine, lahat ng pera na nasa bank, ATM, nasa wallet, e-wallets, meant nothing. Hindi mo siya pwedeng gamitin, but the cash that you have at home, yun yung pwede mong gamitin. During the time of pandemic, di ba? Ano nangyari doon? Di ba? Kahit na marami kang pera, pag wala ng supply ng alcohol, tsaka yung mga mask, you're dead. Yun, parang ganon. So, that's why if, not just financial, we need to have diversification. Yeah, cash is king. But, meron ding problem yung cash, Julie. Alala niyo example. Alala niyo yung mga typhoon. Di ba the whole city yung example yung sa Visayas area, di ba? The whole city is ano yun? Saan nga yan?
Yolanda.
Oh, yung Yolanda sample. Di ba buong city, how many cities were gone, yung mga ganyan? Kahit na may pera ka, saan ka bibili? So wala pa rin. So that's why looking at the experiences, no, we are too young to experience them, but we experience a lot of them na. Kung gusto mo na financially prepared ka, it's hindi lang yan sa pera-pera, hindi lang yan sa investment. It also calls for supply of things, no, na you can readily get. So, but of course, wag naman natin problemahin lahat to, no? So, if we do that, we will be frozen. So, ano yung secret? The secret to everything is have small of everything. Unti-unti. So, example, you have extra, tayo mo si T-bills, T-bonds, C-bonds, C-bills, time deposit ka, different banks, ganyan. Next, tago ka konti sa bahay. Next one, try, if lumaki na yung mga pondo-pondo mo, bili mo na ng mga asset. Ayan, assets that will give you returns in case of emergencies. Yung mga ganyan. So, what will be good if you have a, example, mga mag-native chicken ka around, no? Pwede yun, pakain. Next, maybe if you have a patch of land, magtanim ka ng something that will give you returns. Ganun. Okay? So, di ba? Medyo deep yung ano, no? But tanong lang naman ni Audrey is yung ano yung better, no? But for me, as an advocate of financial well-being, hindi lang kasi pera ang sa financial well-being. There is other needs. There are other needs na hindi nakukuha ng pera. No? So, and at the same time, I do suggest, no, good to na nandito kayo sa MBA, learning more things at, you know, during your time is best. Kasi at least, magagamit mo yung malalearn mo dito. Maybe not in work or at work. Maybe yung mga ideas lang ba. No? So that you can at least try to improve whatever you can. Para lang financially and overall well-being yung tinitignan. Okay, Audrey? Sisi ka ba? Bakit ka nagtanong?
Ay, hindi madami. Dami pa ako nakuha.
Maganda ma'am, maganda.
Maganda po.
Alam niyo bakit yan? Share ko lang sa inyo ha. I just recently found out there's somebody that I know na na-trap siya sa mga online loan sharks. And marami siyang, parang kasi easy kasi yung access ng mga online na mga pahiram-pahiram na yan, loan. And it's 15% pala ang interest minimum niyan, no, per month. And ngayon, nagka-problema and everything. And the saddest part there is she is turning 60 years old. So, can you just imagine kung kailan ka pa magre-retire or naka-retire na, dun ka pa mawalan ng sources of everything. So parang, I felt na nagising talaga ako dun when I heard of it. Kasi parang, saan ka magsisimula ulit, no? So, I guess we need to be aware talaga financially kung paano yan i-manage, and we need to read ba kasi grabe kasi yung mga marketing ng mga companies minsan, parang too good to be true, yung parang mabait masyado, tapos in the end pala, grabe pala, no? So, she was forced to drop everything talaga, no? And I don't know what will happen next. Basta ang worry lang is, yun nga, she's turning 60, she's retiring, tapos lahat will be gone, no? Because she needs to pay up a lot of loan sharks. So, that's why ko talaga na personal na note na we need to be more aware financially. Ganun. So, it's good that you are taking your master's course, no? Para at least aware lang tayo sa mga ganito. Okay? Sige. Kasi it's almost 9. I'm pretty sure you're tired. Are you tired? Yes, you are, no? I am also tired. Sige, for next week, no, according to our schedule, you're going to take a quiz, right? And di ba nag-usap tayo na ang quiz natin will be on a Saturday instead of a Friday. Tama? Tama ba yung pagkaintindi ko? Right? So
Yes.
therefore, we will not have the quiz on the 14th. You will have your Valentine's Day on the 14th. May Valentine's Day ba kayo? Wait natin. 14 ba ito next week? Yes. No? So we will not meet on the 14th. We will have a quiz on 15. No? So I will open the quiz at 8 o'clock in the morning. By the way, share screen ko lang para clear lang sa inyo. Okay, this one. Tanggalin ko pala itong isa. Hold on. Okay. The quizzes may be found dito sa quizzes at final exam. Okay, lalabas dito. Sorry, mali yan. Yung date, 15, tapos yung ating cost of capital. That will be your quiz on the 15th. Okay, clear? Then, as written in our, saan yun? Saan yung ating ano? Hold on ha. Instruction, ating, ito. Okay, hold on ha. Open ko lang. As written here, quiz will be on February 14. Then we meet on the 21st para mag-report ulit si Audrey. Okay, Audrey? Sige,
Yes,
so your
ma'am.
next report will be on the capital budgeting technique. So we will do the same. You will report, and then we will have question and answers, and then we will have a little bit of a discussion. Tapos we will do a sit work ulit. Okay, so I suggest we meet at 7 o'clock. Okay lang everyone? 7 o'clock tayo mag-meet para naka-dinner na and everything so that we can finish by 8 o'clock or 9 o'clock. Okay? Sige. So with that one, again, the recording will be posted in your courseware para may copy kayo. Yes, Audrey, go ahead.
Ma'am, ilang items po yung quiz?
Check ko ha, but more or less, it's good for, ano talaga, good for the 3 hours that we are supposed to meet. Yeah. Okay. So, sige lang.
Opo.
Some students are able to finish 1 hour and 30 minutes. Now, but if I were you, kung wala ka namang ibang ginagawa, try to look into it talaga. Na try nyo siya i-take properly. Slowly lang. Okay? Sige. So, sige lang. That will be your first quiz on the 15th. Okay, I will change pala this one, the schedule. 15 yung ating quiz. Okay, sige. Okay, so with that one, thank you all for coming tonight. I'll see you on February 21. Bye everyone. Good night.
Thank you, ma'am. Bye-bye, ma'am.